So hello everyone, this is lecture 32 for the classical physics. In the last lecture we were discussing about the Poisson's bracket. I told you this is just a mathematical thing which we use to solve the many Lagrangian and Hamiltonian things and to solve the evolution of a function. Okay, so we'll see how to solve the evolution. So first I told you that what is Poisson's bracket. This is the basic definition in the mathematical terms. So Poisson's bracket of Fg can be written if these Qi and Pi are your generalized coordinates, then it can be written in this form: del f by del Qi, del g by del Pi minus del f divided by del Pi, del g by del Qi. And if you have more than one variable, then it will be a summation of all of them, like Q1, Q2, Q3, okay, and P1, P2, P3. So that's how you can write. So we discussed this thing and we discussed up to here, then we discussed some questions based on the Poisson's bracket. So we were here, we did this question last. Now let's see some more questions. So means we need to find the value of this. This is some position vector, this is some momentum vector, and we need to find the Poisson's bracket of their magnitude. Okay, R magnitude, P magnitude. We need to calculate this Poisson's bracket. So R is x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap. So magnitude of R is nothing but under root x square plus y square plus z square. Same for P. P can be defined px, py, pz, and magnitude will be under root p square plus py square plus pz square. So we can denote them by R and P only. Okay. So let's see now, find the Poisson's bracket. This is RP. Now see, they R and P are both functions of x, y, z. So they have three variables. So we will write their Poisson's bracket in three summation. So first for the x, del R by del x, del P by del Px. Then minus del R by del Px, del P by del x. Same for y, same for z. See this second term in all the cases. This P is not a function of x and R is not a function of x. So this will be 0, this will be 0, this will be 0. Only these three terms exist. Now del R by del x. So R, we know what is R. R is this, under root x square plus y square plus z square. So del R by del x will be given by 1 upon 2 under root x square plus y square plus z square, then 2x on the numerator. So it will cancel out, it will give you x upon this. And applying the same thing for the del P by del Px, you will get this. For y, it will be y Py divided by this, and z Pz. Simple differentiation it is. Now see, this is we can take this common, 1 upon this term and this term is same in every case. So we can write this as R only and this as only P. So if you see the numerator terms, it will be xpx plus ypy plus zpz. So that is nothing but R dot P. So R dot P dot product of R and P will give you xpx, ypy plus zpz. So that's how you can write them, and R and P are just the magnitude here. So it will be unit vector of R and unit vector of P. So value of this Poisson's bracket will be R cap dot P cap. Let's see one more question. These all are the previous year questions, so you should have an idea what kind of questions can be asked. So find the value of A dot R, B dot P, where this A and B are constant vectors and R is position vector, P is momentum vector. So A is AX, AY, AZ, and B is BX, BY, BZ. Okay, so we need to calculate this. So let's multiply. A with R will give you AXX plus AYY plus AZZ, and same for B dot P will give you BX, PX, BY, PY plus PZ, BZ, PZ. Now see, we will use the thing, we already discussed the thing, we will product them, and see, this X will exist with PX only. So X, PX will give you BX and AX common. Same for AY will get, Y will exist PY with. So Y, PY will give you BY and AY common. Same here, Z will exist with only PZ. So Z, PZ will give you AZ and BZ common. Now see, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1. So this is AX, BX, AY, BY, AZ, BZ. So this is nothing but A dot B. So this will be your answer for this. Let's see one more question. Lagrangian for a simple pendulum is L equal to half m L square theta dot square minus mgl 1 minus cos theta. Poisson's bracket between theta and theta dot is. So we need to find this Poisson's bracket for these. Means theta and theta dot. So see, this if we calculate with respect to theta, it will be p theta for momentum. So del theta by del theta dot divided by del p theta, same minus del theta by del p theta, del theta dot by del theta. So this term will be 0 because theta dot is independent of theta. So this will be 0, this will be 1. Now what is the value of this del theta dot divided by del p theta? So remember, from the Lagrangian we remember this p theta is equal to del L by del theta dot. So del L by del theta dot will give you from here ml square theta dot, and p theta equal to this. From here you can find the value of theta dot in terms of p theta. It will be this. Now this is del theta dot divided by del p theta. It will give you 1 upon ml square. So this will be your answer. Let's see one more question. Coordinates and momentum of a particle satisfy the canonical Poisson's bracket relation. This means for these xi and pj, if this is equal to Kronecker delta, means if I and j are same, this will give you 1, and if this I and j are not same, then this will give you 0. So they follow this relation, and I can go 1 2 3 and j can go 1 2 3. So we have 3 coordinates exactly for each. Now see, this is given, c1 is given x2 p3 plus x3 p2, c2 is given x1 p2 minus x2 p1, c3 is given c3 is c1 c2 x1 p3 plus x3 p1. So these things are given, and there were 3 options. We need to find which one is correct. So options was this: c2 c3, Poisson bracket of c2 c3 will give you c1, c3 c1 will give you c2. This was option A. Option B is c2 c3 minus c1, c3 c1 will minus c2, and option C was c2 c3 c1, c3 c1 minus c2. So in all the cases we are finding this c2 c3 and c3 c1. So let's find c2 c3. So c2 c3, Poisson bracket will be c2 is this x1 p2 minus x2 p1, and c3 is x1 p3 plus x3 p1. Now we'll use the same thing we did. So x1 will exist with p1 only. So x1 p1 will give you x3 and p2 common. So x3 p2 will be common. Now this p1 or x2 will exist with p2 only, because p2 is not there, but p1 will exist with x1 only. So p1 x1 will give you minus x2 and p3 common. So this will, you will have this. Now see, when you change it to x1 p1, this will give you plus here, and this will be 1, this will be 1. So you will get x3 p2 plus x2 p3, and this is nothing but c1. So a c2 c3 equal to c1. Now it is also c1 here and c1 is here. So a and c can be correct. Now let's check for c3 c1, only then we can say if it is a or c. So c3 c1, c3 is this x1 p3 plus x3 p1, and c1 is x2 p3 plus x3 p2. Now see, x1 will exist with p1 only, so p1 is not there. p3 will exist with only x3, so p3 x3 will give you p2 x1 common. So p2 x1, and it is p3 x3, so it will give you minus, because x3 p3 will be 1. Means you will use the same things as we did here. And for the second one, x3 will exist with p3 only, so x3 p3 will give you p1 x2 common, and it will be x3 p3 will be 1, so you will get this thing. And if you take minus common, it will be x1 p2 minus x2 p1, and this is nothing but c2. So this c3 c1 equal to minus c2, so this c option will be correct. So this type of questions are asked from the Poisson's bracket. Now what is the main use of Poisson's bracket? So let's see the time evolution of the function. What is the meaning of time evolution? Means how a function change with time is called a time evolution. Okay, so let's say we have a system whose Hamiltonian is defined in this form, qi, pi and t, and we want to find the evolution of the function f q p t in that Hamiltonian. Okay, so what is the value of this? So let's see what will be the time evolution. This will be how is this function is changing with time. So we need to calculate exactly df by dt. This denotes the time evolution of this f function. So let's see, f equal to f is the function of qi, pi and t. So df will be del f divided by del q1 dq1 plus del f by del p1 dp1 del f by del t dt. And this is a summation, because it can be of 3 coordinates q1 q2 q3 p1 p2 p3. So this will be a summation of all of them. Now see, we need to find df by dt, so divided dt, so it will be dq by dt, dp by dt and dt by dt. So this will give you here dt, and this will, so this will be q dot, p dot, and this will be 1. So your time evolution is this. Now see, for this qi dot and pi dot, we can use the Hamilton's equation. That was qi dot was del h by del p, and pi dot was minus del h by del qi. So in place of pi dot we will write this, and in place of qi dot we will write this, substitute this. You will get this equation plus del f by del t. Now see, this is a Poisson's bracket for f and h. See, this is the same thing we defined for the Poisson's bracket. So we can write this as fh plus del f by del t. So see, there was no meaning of Poisson's bracket, it was just a mathematical thing, but now we harness that or use that to define our time evolution. So this can be written as time evolution of a function in Hamiltonian h can be written in this form, fh plus del f by del t. So it is Poisson's bracket of f and h. This equation is called as time evolution equation for a function in classical mechanics. Now see, you will have something same kind in the quantum mechanics also, so we will see that in there. So see, now if this f is not a function of time, okay, means it's the time evolution means the function is constant of motion, means function is not changing with time, then this will be 0. This need not to be 0, because this is just depending on the explicit function of time or not. but this is saying that this whole function will be constant of motion. So if we say that f is constant of motion, then this will be 0, not this. So it is possible that both can be 0, but it is also possible that if this is 0, then this can't be 0. Okay, you know this thing, this is just partial derivative, this is complete derivative. So this can be 0 by many factors, and this will be 0 only when the f is not an explicit function of time. Okay, so that is the reason. Now see, if f is constant of motion, then this will be 0. So sum of these equal to 0 will represent your time evolution, or no time evolution, that means it is not evolving with time. So df by dt equal to 0, then it is constant of motion. So this equation is used to find the constant of motion. This equation is used to find the constant of motion. Now if this f function is not a function of explicit function of time, means now f is also not a function of time explicitly, then this term will also again become 0. Then del f by del t equal to 0. So see, now this only Poisson's bracket can give you your constant of motion. Okay, so that is the actual use of this Poisson's bracket. So this is used to define the constant of motion. So this you can just put it equal to 0. I can find the constant of motion for any Hamiltonian h and f function. Okay, so let's see some questions based on this. A particle is moving in 2D in potential v xy. So potential is given. Which of the following apart from the total energy of the particle is also constant of motion? So we need to find a constant of motion in these four, means which one is constant of motion we need to find. Okay, apart from the total energy. So total energy is conserved. See, it is moving in 2D, so we will have momentum in px and py, and potential energy is given. So kinetic energy will be px square by 2m and py square by 2m, and potential energy x plus 2 pi. So total energy represents the Hamiltonian, because here this potential is independent of velocity and total energy is independent of time. Okay, so that's why we can write Hamiltonian as total energy. Now you have Hamiltonian, and you need to check that which one is constant of motion. So take one by one each one. Then f, first take this as f, and f and s should be 0. Then this f and s should be 0 if this is constant of motion. So you will check one by one. So let's say see for this first one first. So py minus 2px, and this Hamiltonian. Now py will exist with y only, so py y will give you 2 common. Then this px will exist with x only, so px x will give you minus 2. So these are same, this will be minus 1, this will be minus 1, so it will be 0. So means this is constant of motion. Same you can check for these three also, it won't be came out to be 0. Okay, that's why we can say that this is only the constant of motion. If it is multiple selection question MSQ type, then maybe there are more functions exist which is constant of motion. Okay, so you can check all of them, all three, just the same we did here. Let's see one more question. A system with time independent h, so h is independent of time, has two constant of motion. So these are the constant of motion. Then which of the following are always 0? So first let's see what information we get from here, that these are the constant of motion. So f and h, the Poisson's bracket of f and h should be 0, g and h should be 0. So this is information we have. We need to check that which of the following is 0. So this hf plus g can be written in this the form hf hg. So this is 0, we already see that, and hg should be 0, so this will be 0. Now for this we will use a Jacobi's identity. This will be equal to minus this and minus this, because this will came here plus, this will came here plus, sum of these equal to 0. So this will be equal to this, and in that gh will be 0 and hf will be 0. So this also came out to be 0. Now h plus fg will give you hg plus fg. So see, this can be distributed with g, so hg plus fg. So these are 0. This one is 0, but this fg is not 0 because we don't have any condition to make this 0. So this can be 0 or this not be 0. So we won't say that this is definitely 0. So this is not always 0. So this hh and hfg can be written in the product rule. So f hg and g hf. This will be 0, this will be 0, and this is 0. So these three options will be 0. So it is a multiple selection question. So A, B and D will be correct and C will not be correct, because this is not true, because we don't have any information for this. So that's how you can find. Let's see one more question. Hamiltonian of a classical particle is given by this. H qp is given p square by 2m plus k q square by 2. Given constant of motion is given this log p plus I m omega q minus I alpha omega t, where omega is under root k by m. So this is given and we need to find the value of alpha. So see, if this is your constant of motion, then f h should be 0, because h is not a function of time explicitly also. So let's see how to find the Poisson's bracket for h and f, fh. So it is same, we will just use the normal formula, del f by del q, del h by del b minus del f by del b, del h by del q plus del f by del t. Now see, del f by del q you can find from here. This is a simple differentiation. It will give you log x will be 1 upon x, then p will be 0, and here you will get 1 m omega. And from here del f by del t will give you only minus I alpha omega, and means you can see this will give you this, and del h by del b will give you p by m, and same here you can apply, and del f by del t will give you minus I alpha omega. So you can check the differentiation, this will give you these results only. Now you will solve this, m will cancel out, these will be same in the denominator. You will take the LCM, I omega p minus kq minus I alpha omega, p plus I m omega q equal to 0. From here alpha will be equal to this. Now see, it is given that omega square equal to k upon m, so omega will be multiplied inside, so omega p plus I m omega square q. So it is k upon m, so m will cancel out, you will get kq here. This will cancel out to give 1. Okay, so simple maths, you can solve this. You must know that what we used here and what is the basic concept, then you can do these things. Let's see one more question. A system is governed by the Hamiltonian H. So Hamiltonian is given half px minus ay square plus half py. This y is in subscript, minus bx equal to bx square. This is also in subscript x, where a and b are constants and px py are the momenta conjugate to x and py respectively. For what value of a and b will the quantities px minus 3y and py plus 2x will be conserved? So we need to check that for what a and b value these will be constant of motion. So we'll take one by one. First take this as f and check f h should be 0. So f and h, so we find this. So it will be first we'll use the same formula, del f by del x, del h by px, del f by del px, del h by del x, and this two variable contains for f, so we'll take for y also. Now see this del f by del x, so it is not a function of x, so this will be 0, and here it is del f by del py, this is also be 0 again, this is f1, so these terms will be 0. Now only these two terms survive, so del f by del px will give you 1 here, and del h by del x will give you from here, this will be py minus bx, then again minus b, so minus b will minus plus will be here, so b py minus bx will be from here. Now this term will give you del f divided by del y, it will give you minus 3, and del h by del py will give you 2 will cancel out, so it will be py minus bx. Now you can equate these two, means you can take this by minus bx common, it will be b minus 3, you will get this form. Now from here this b minus 3 should be 0, so b will be 3. So in one of the options there was b equal to 3, and others there was not any b equal to 3, so you will get from there also, and you can find this a value also to solve the question. How you find the a? Now you will take this as your f2 and solve for this, then you will get your value for a, that will be minus 2. So that's it for today. Thank you everyone.